Welcome to Discover Virginia, the podcast that takes you behind the scenes of the incredible people, businesses, and stories that shape the Hampton Roads and Virginia community. Each episode, we sit down with local entrepreneurs, creatives, and change makers who are redefining what it means to live, work, and also play in this region. Now, let's explore, connect, and discover Virginia. Hey everyone, welcome back to the Discover Virginia podcast. I'm your host, Joseph Trahan. Today we're sitting down with a leading career advocate for all things sustainability, the thrift queen before it was thrifting and before it was cool. And we're going to be talking about this message of how we view the things around us, the importance of sustainability, the importance of reuse, the importance of not being planned obsolescence, but using things for the value that they are, and how that mindset integrates us into how we connect with each other here in the Virginia Beach and Norfolk area. So without any further ado, Sonya Phillips, welcome to the podcast.
Hi, thank you for having me. I'm so excited to be here.
Absolutely, Sonya. We are so wonderful and pleased to have you on the show today. Yes. Shout out to Slover, our studio host for today. Excuse me. Haven't had enough sweet tea in my bloodstream yet. But Slover has been providing this wonderful studio. It's totally free to use for community members out there. So be sure to check them out. That's Slover Library, the creative studio space on the 4th floor. So, Sonya, I want to backtrack here because you have such an incredible journey, and I know you've covered it on several different podcasts. Yeah. But I want to start off with this simple question of how did you get started thrifting?
It wasn't a choice.
Okay.
I am the only child of a single parent, and born in the 70s. My mom didn't have much. She would work, and thrifting was the way to do it. But it wasn't just thrifting. It was more so secondhand is what I say, because a lot of her friends or churches or other family members would just get the hand-me-downs. And I'm an only child, so people automatically think that, oh, you're spoiled, which I am, very spoiled, and I own that. But, my mom did not have a lot of money, so I came up with the era of MacGyver. And so it was one of them things, you might have a paper clip, some tape, and some socks, and you coming up with a whole outfit.
Wow. Well, I definitely appreciate that and appreciate your willingness to share that. I'm a mama's boy myself. So yeah, spoiled is a whole new another level for me. Can you walk us through your outfit today? For those of you listening, go watch the video version. But give us a walkthrough of your fit here. What you got going on?
Okay. Am I permitted to stand up or no?
Yeah, sure.
Okay.
Yeah. Tell us all.
Okay. So yeah, this is having a wrap skirt here. And it's one of my pieces I call the versatile style wrap skirt, and it can be worn different ways. And so, not to just take over the whole show with a fashion show, but if you
please do. I mean, you're a fashionista.
I mean,
here.
seriously,
yes, absolutely.
Let me see how much room I got. Okay.
Yeah.
So this is one of my designs, and so just a note to anyone out there that already knows how to sew, you can purchase the pattern on Etsy. It is available for this skirt, and so basically. It can be worn as a skirt, as a dress. And so I always make sure I wear something underneath of it in case I get an opportunity to showcase it off. But I'll just show you really maybe cool.
So it's a whole wrap that you can incorporate on top of your baseline of clothing. Okay.
And so then I can wear it as, I'm going to put it behind the neck since I have one tied. So you can tie it up behind your neck and maybe wear it as a duster open. Or another way I like to wear it is I would close it up and then bring it across and then make it... like a little sundress. And I just crisscross it across the back. I'm not really sure how that looks. And then I'll just show you one more of my favorite ways to wear it, actually. And I call it my goddess. So I have to double check and make sure it's on the right side. Okay, yeah, there we go. And so I just take it. It's a one arm look. I just take it around. And... oh, wow. Yeah. So it just pops right. I mean, you've just literally shown us 4 different outfits on this one article of clothing. Yep. And then I would just tie it around here on the side like this. That is incredible, Sonya. How do you think of these things? Okay. Let's see. I don't know. It's just convenience, Yeah. Oh, and easy breezy, tube top. Two-top, okay. Mm-hmm. So, now I get the duster. I channel my inner Mac from Always Sunny in Philadelphia with the duster that they all fight over. Those characters do in that fictional show. But yeah, all these others are wow. So it's about maybe between 10 and 15. I can wear it as a cape. I can wear it as a hooded cape. I can I'm just like, some days I'll just wake up and I say, how can I tie it different today? And I'll just try some stuff with it, so yeah.
And tell us what's going on with your necklace here.
Oh,
it almost looks like a tie.
So what I call it is my necktie necklace. And so basically I take I make the tie itself and I just put all these little charms and doodads all over it. And then you can put your own necklace in it and stuff. So
that's so neat.
Yeah. And so so that's that. Mm-hmm.
That's incredible. Why don't we talk about your sewing next too? Because you offer several different sewing workshops and classes in and around the area. How did you get started doing that, and where can folks go to connect with you on the sewing front?
Well, I'll say that I started because I just love doing community meetups. I just love, as an only child, I love community. I'm a joiner. I love being around my friends and my family. And one of the things is that I did a sewing meetup one day, and then somebody that was there was like, they wanted me to teach them how to sew. And I'm like, well, you already know how to sew. But they were like, well, I want to make something from scratch. Like I can't make it from scratch. And so we met up at the store, and I just want to shout out, it was called Conscious Planet. Over there on Granby Street. So the owner Q allowed us to come in and meet, and I was able to show this young man how to he brought a shirt in, and I showed him how to use that shirt he had to trace and make the pieces on newspaper. I used whatever I could get, newspaper, wrapping paper, paper bags. And so we made the pattern, and then we cut out the material, and it was like an African print material he wanted to use. And so we spent about maybe 2 hours going through the process. And for me, it was like December timeframe of 2017. I just felt like I didn't know the words back then. Now, as a coach and stuff, I would say worthiness. I didn't feel like someone would pay me to teach them to sew because I'm self-taught, even though I was doing sewing classes for over 5 or 6 years, but I never charged anything for it. And so when he held up that shirt and he was just smiling, he was like, thank you so much. And even to this day, I went to one of his events recently, and he had on a shirt. I could tell it was custom. I said, did you make that? He said, yeah, I did. I need to get another class. So even less than 10 years later, he's still at the craft. And so that makes me feel good. And so that young man made me say I am worthy to charge for my intellectual property. And so that December, I added sewing classes to my website. And over the time, I've just expanded to more so the fashion business coaching, because most of the people that come to me are creatives. They want a brand. And I have several clients that have gone on to be featured in Paris, Milan Fashion Week, TV shows, styling and designing for celebrity clients.
Wow, that's incredible.
Yeah, it is, And so what I find is, on the surface level, I do basic sewing classes, but I do offer an intermediate for, say, that person that needs to go beyond sewing a straight line, that wants to do a sewing pattern and just can't understand how to get from A, B, C, whatever. And then I have the people that already can create, but just nobody gave me a manual on how to have a sewing business. It was so many things I had to learn. So this age we're in now of the incubators and the accelerators, there was nothing like that 30 years ago when I actually started sewing. And you guys call it market research. Now I call it selling under the table. So, I was out here in these streets getting this money. And then I was at TCC because, from there go anywhere.
From there you go anywhere. Shout out TCC. Right. Absolutely.
So I thought I wanted to be a chemistry major, but realized real fast that I did not once I got to college chemistry and switched over. But, at TCC, I took just the basic sciences. But during that time, I was still running my side hustle. And
market research. Yeah.
My market research.
Yeah, of course.
But somebody told me about SCORE, and I had a SCORE mentor back then. So we're talking 99, 2000.
Okay.
And so
what is a SCORE mentor?
So the Small Business Administration, they have volunteers that are retired business owners.
Okay.
And so a lot of times they're maybe a little more mature, a little seasoned. Yeah. And they'll meet with you. They won't do your stuff for you, but if you have a business plan, they'll look over it. If say you're in accounting or something like that, you can maybe find a SCORE mentor that's aligned with your business. But a lot of times they're just general. They're not specific. There was no fashion designer mentor. It was just, just someone that owned a business. So they were able to guide me on the business things I should do.
Yeah.
And so back then, like I said, this was like 2000 when I went to school. They gave me a CD-ROM and on how to make the business plan. And I'm gonna be honest, I never did make a business plan. So my business, Stretch Couture, that is 24 years old, was started with no business plan. It just was started with, hey, I can make a thing, I can get money for it, let's go.
The market research, and it proved itself, right? On the
It
sales.
did.
And your main company is Sustainability.
So I've made that one the main company because that one is the LLC.
Okay.
That one has more of what I want to do now. So when I started out of necessity because I'm 5'2", always been fluffy my whole life. So when I was a young adult, I said about 19, and I started just going to like formal events or Halloween. I couldn't find a costume. It was really hard for plus size people to find fashion. Not all of us want to walk around in a plastic bag like Missy Elliott,
Sure.
you know, and I can't stand the rain, you know, and we don't want to look like a flower bouquet. So I don't know why people think that all plus size stuff should have flowers on it. But, you know, I'm a creative. I'm a one of one, you know. I'm what's considered an individualist. So I didn't want to look like everybody else. Yeah. And so one thing that my mom kind of taught me, being a creative herself, was, you know, if you can't find what you need, then you create it. And that's how we did in my house. We would just make something out of nothing, you know. And so I'll say, like, that's really was the catalyst of me solving my own problem. You know, that's the core of any business is what problem do you solve? My problem was what I wanted wasn't in the marketplace. And so then people were like, oh, I like it. I'll say, oh, I made it. Oh, can I get one? No, I only sold for myself. Again, going back to that only child, selfish. But eventually they kept, you know, throwing their money at me. And so I said, okay, give me that money. I'll go ahead and make you something.
Yeah. But it's the art of it too, right? It's the art and the skill. And I think that's why we want to have you on the show today and highlight that. You have these classes and the incorporation with the community overall, which is great. So I do have two last questions before we wrap up today's conversation.
Okay, sure.
First is, what are you going to be for Halloween this year?
I'm thinking of firefighter because I went to this creative reuse store up in Richmond.
Okay.
And I got this really cool thing. It looks like a fire extinguisher, but you ever seen those cigar purses, how they have the little latches?
Yeah.
So it's like a fire extinguisher case, but it had a little door, it opens up, and it had like a little hose in it that you can screw to the top. But what I'm going to do is put some E6000 to make it a purse. So I'm thinking I'm going to be like a variation of a firefighter to go with this like cool purse. But I have a friend that does a Halloween party every year. Her theme is like celestial this year. Okay. So I'm thinking I might try to do something around my sign. I'm a Taurus. And so I was thinking about maybe something like that, but I'm really getting into like African goddess. Like, you know, I've been following some people on Instagram, and you know how you'll see sometimes like the Starburst kind of headpiece and like all the gold jewelry. Yeah. So, absolutely. You know, I'll probably be more than one thing this Halloween.
I love it. That's the creativity within you, Sonya. Last question for you.
Sure.
What is the next mission you're on that folks can follow you along your journey on social media and on your business as we head into Q4 and onwards into 2026?
Okay, so it's two things I want to mention. The first one is BoBiz Blueprint. And so my focus is now youth entrepreneurship. So, you know, I want to help empower the next generation of fashion CEOs. So I offer a sewing business startup. And you can find more information about that on my Instagram, Stretch Couture or Stretch Couture Sews. And then the second thing I want to mention is what I'm doing internationally. So I am the executive aide to a chief in a village in Ghana. And I've gone twice. And so I am the visionary of the VOLO Fashion Weekend competition. So it just really excites me that I get to go there. I get to showcase my fashion, but I also get to empower other up-and-coming designers to showcase their brand, do some fashion business coaching, and then we also give them money for the competition. And so I would love for people to follow me because we are taking a group to Ghana, and we go every Easter because we have a festival in the town. Yeah. So anyone interested in supporting my missions that I'm doing in Ghana, going with me to Ghana, or participating in any of my fashion events, or know a youth entrepreneur, I would love to connect with you.
Wonderful. Sonya, thank you so much for your time today. We appreciate it.
You're welcome.